Let's talk about uncertainty. There are many kinds of uncertainty. I'll give you a personal example. My novel, which is called Bad Girl Pie, which is about tango, is being published in July. And what you do now if you're a writer, even though it was published by an English publisher, because it's published there and not here, I'm expected to do a lot of the publicity for that book. Now, my reaction was to try to hide under a rock. So the way that I handle uncertainty, as always, is I acknowledge it. I give myself a hug. I do some word-a-day clusters about it. I'll do a few days on a topic like this before I start. And what came up for me was that I've had other projects that I have invested on promoting, and it has come to nothing. So there was a part of me that was very depressed about that. Then I acknowledged that, and I said to myself, well, you are uncertain. You have been disappointed in the past. But there's a wonderful saying by Wayne Gretzky, who's an American ice hockey player, who said, you miss 100% of the shots that you don't take. And even if you're not into hockey, you get the idea, right? So I basically conquer uncertainty by addressing it, understanding that I'm not wrong to have a concern, because you always have at least a 50% chance of failing. But that if you don't do it, you have no chance of succeeding. And so when you're working on a creative project, writers get to write a first draft that they don't show anybody. And we used to call this the slop draft. And the idea is that you write as much of the story as you can, as quickly as you can, not planning to show it to anybody, but to get it out of your head, because once it's out of your head and it's on the paper, you can then shape it because you can see it. And it's the same thing with other types of works. And so if you apply this first draft idea to another piece of work that you do, well, practice on your own. In other words, if you're going to make pies for a holiday, for example, don't just make the pie for that holiday. Make another pie another time where you're not going to have an audience for it, and work out the kinks before you make the one on the holiday. It's the same principle, which is allow yourself the luxury of addressing the uncertainty and taking practical steps to reduce it by practicing. So if you're enjoying this conversation, come join me on social media, buy a book, adopt a cat. He's not available, but there are lots of others. And I will see you in the next video.